Yes, because I nearly fucking died in the last one. Jesus Christ. Peas and rice. Kid is garble. I love Kid. The girl. Let her go. Sorry, I burped when I said that. Shut up. Come closer, and I kill her. Sorry. But you're not gonna get the chance. The girl is the burp. Exactly. Well, someone just got shot. Here we've got Phoenix Wright looking at porn. I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my long-term mentor, Mia Fey. Fugitive data. Named Terry Fawless. Charged kidnapping, murder, sentenced death penalty. After escaping, Fawless met with and then murdered Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, recaptured on Eagle Mountain about 8 hours after his escape. Her very first client was a death row inmate who had recently broken out of prison. That was a whole year before Mia and I ever met. Six years earlier, Mia Fey, first trial. February 16th, 9:24 p.m. a.m. Jesus Christ, Anna. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 4. I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm gonna die. I never should have accepted this case. Good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia. I didn't do nothing, I swear. I didn't kill nobody. Terry Fawless, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, and now a prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk and try to relax him. So why did you escape anyway? I'm sorry. I didn't do nothing. I didn't kill nobody. I never lie. I didn't escape from nowhere. But, Mr. Fawless, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Sorry. I told a little lie. Oh boy. But anyway, I didn't do it. I never killed nobody. I'm sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? I'm really sorry. They sentenced me to die 5 years ago, but I was tricked, I tell you. That woman, she lied in her testimony. That's why I got the death penalty. I swear it, I didn't kill her. I could never do that. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. And about 8 hours later, a policewoman was murdered before the police could recapture him. The police believe that Terry Fawless did it. After you escaped, did you meet a policewoman? Yeah, I did. She's the reason I escaped, so that much is true. He did meet with the victim, but I didn't kill her. She was alive when I left. She was alive. It's true. I can trust him, right? I mean, I should. Ha. Is that the boy? Is that the boy? Is that what he looks like without his mask? You're gonna figure out the truth by just staring at the guy. Fabio, attorney at law. Why are you here? Came to see how our little kitten was doing all alone in the big scary lion's den. I thought maybe you'd like someone to play with. Where is Mr. Grossberg? Ha! That old man is probably still in bed. I bet he's clutching an empty bottle and mumbling in his sleep. Aren't I good enough? After all, it's me, Diego Armando. I didn't say. So, Diego Armando, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Offices. Jesus fucking Christ. I can't speak now. My brain has gone to mush. It's here for me? No, no, no. You've got it all wrong. Today, you're the finest. After all, it took an amazing amount of guts to take this case. Imagine an escaped death row convict for a first client. Yeah, thanks. I sure wish I could get out of it, though. Ha, relax. I just heard some good news. The prosecutor for today is fresh out of his diapers as well. Is it Payne? Oh, is it gonna be Edgeworth? Really? However, unlike a certain somebody who I won't mention, he's earned a reputation as a genius since beginning his law career. Genius? Well, it's about time to head in, kitten. Sharpen those claws of yours, it's go time. A solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him. But not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes and heard that simple childlike voice, I just had the feeling that he was telling the truth. Put my tongue back in? So he was a good guy at one point. What happened? Obviously, that's a rhetorical question. Like you guys don't need to... You guys don't need to tell me, but... I'm sad that he's not my friend. It was Edgeworth, I was right. Court is now in session for the trial of Terry Flawless. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. I understand the lawyers for both sides are newcomers. Yes, Your Honor. I'm Mia Fey. Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor. Right, number one, why did they... Why are they acting like people wouldn't know who Edgeworth was? I get that this is like Mia's first time meeting him, and that's the thing, but why did we need the question marks for Edgeworth? Number two, why did he go from such a fancy fucking coat to such a plain outfit? Wait, is this the normal judge or is this a different judge? Is this the baby judge? His suit is sexy AF? It is, but look at the fancy ass one he had on before. Different judge? Oh, disappointed. Disappointment reigns supreme. Sorry, I was just... Leo's kind of... His plane, was 3 hours late. And then... They missed their flight from, I think, Dublin to Newcastle, or wherever they were landing down in the UK. So, I think they're stuck in... I think he said Dublin was their first stop. So they've missed their stuff and all that. What kind of reference later? Fair, fair, fair. So you're the new prosecutor everyone is talking about, eh? They say you joined the prosecutor's office at quite an early age, at 20, Your Honor. I guess our little kitten hasn't earned herself much of a reputation yet, huh? Come on, Mia. You can't lose, not to someone younger than you. When I have layovers, that really sucks, yeah. Young people running a trial, I'm not too sure how I feel about that. Now then, the defendant in this case is currently a felon on death row. 2 days ago, he escaped from a police wagon, is that correct? Precisely. But the defendant is not on trial for escaping prison. On the day that the defendant escaped, a policewoman was murdered, so we're here to determine if Mr. Flawless was responsible for her death. You got it, kitten. I don't know why it is, but since I've seen Got It without his mask, my mouth has gone completely crazy. Wait a minute. I'm gonna look something up. Give me a second. I've completely spelt Phoenix wrong, but never mind. No, never mind. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me! I was gonna say, didn't we know a Diego Armando? Imagine getting tongue-tied over someone. He's not my type, guys. You know what my type is. But apparently this guy is just blowing my mind. Yeah, I thought I'd heard Diego Armando before, but it wasn't who I thought it was. Well then, Mr. Edgeworth, let's hear your opening statement. Yes, Your Honor. It was 5 years ago. The defendant, Terry Fawless, was sentenced to death in his very court. His crimes were kidnapping, extortion, and murder. His name has been referenced? Yeah, you see, I didn't... This is the thing, Ward. I didn't look up his name. I looked up the cowboy, because I was like, is the cowboy called Diego? But he wasn't. He was Jake Marshall, which made more sense. The girl he threw off the bridge was only 14 years old. A truly horrible crime. I remember it well. There was no decisive evidence, so the trial was long and protracted. Correct. But in the end, what finally decided the case was a certain witness's testimony. A witness's testimony? The testimony of Detective Valerie Hawthorne, the person who confronted this criminal. She arrested Mr. Fawless at the scene and later testified against him. Because he was a marshal, as well as a marshal. Exactly. She said she witnessed Mr. Fawless throw his young victim into the river. I'm trying so hard to remember where I heard this name before. But as I said, I was smart. I didn't look up the name because I don't want to actually be spoiled. If I can't figure it out myself, I want to be told it in the story. But, Jesus, like, I got it in the back of my head that I know that name from somewhere. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered, so Miss Hawthorne's testimony was the one that put him away. That policewoman you just mentioned, that wouldn't be... Exactly, the victim, the same woman that was killed 2 days ago. Police Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne. Aha, I see. You can say later if you want. Does it get explained later in this game? Aha, I see. The man who was sentenced to death based on her testimony escaped 2 days ago, with only one thing on his mind, to take revenge against the woman who convicted him. Then I don't need to know. I will find out in the game. If I cannot figure it out myself, I will find out with the game. Humph. Aha! The truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, yes. It's quite obvious that the defendant is guilty. But wait a minute, that's not right. At least hear the case before you decide on the outcome, Your Honor. But you could put pieces together before? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to remember what I can remember. I'm going to try to remember what I can remember, guys. That's definitely a statement I just made. I'm going to try to remember what I remember. I'm going to try to remember slowly things that I remember. I'm actually pretty surprised that I even remembered that that was a name that I knew, to be fair. What was it that Jake Marshall was... Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to do that. Oh, God. Really didn't mean to do that. So he's 27. Look at that. Look at Emo Edgeworth. Have some cock. I'm not. I'm going to have some squash. What they're saying is, give me some time to think about it. Yeah. Watch yourselves, Miss Faye. I'm not sure I care for your word choice or your tone of voice. Oh, he's so pretty. Young people these days simply don't know how to respect their elders. He's younger than us. Why, you're even younger than me, you hypocrite. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, please call your first witness. I call the detective who was in charge of the initial investigation of this case. Hey, our baby! Witness, state your name and occupation. Gumshoe, Dick Gumshoe. I'm the homicide detective in charge of the case, sir. I finally got promoted to the detective division half a year ago. I don't believe anyone asked you about that. Hey, ma'am, you got any idea how much work it takes? Well, what is it? You're really gorgeous. Wow! Wow, Gumshoe! He went right there for it. He did not fucking hesitate. Excuse me? No, seriously, my heart is aching for you. Detective, pull yourself together and try to be professional, otherwise I'll write you up on contempt so quick that something other than your heart will ache. Okay, I got it. Now, Detective, tell us about the incident. Yes, sir, right away. The victim was Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, a veteran of the police force. She was stabbed in the back with a knife and died from excessive blood loss. That much is already stated in the autopsy report. The court would like to hear more details about the incident itself. Oh my god, I'm burping now. Yes, sir, I gotcha. Okay, let's take a look at this aerial map of the area here. This is a sketch of Dusky Bridge, an old suspension bridge, and the river that runs under there is Eagle River. The victim and defendant met there on top of the bridge. After stabbing her in the back, the killer carried the victim back to his car. He was recaptured at police checkpoint as he was trying to make his getaway, sir. I see. Was the victim's blood found on the bridge? The victim, Sergeant Valerie Hawthorne, was wearing a thick coat, sir. Unfortunately, no traces of blood were found on the bridge. Mr. Edgeworth, I warn you that I absolutely despise conjecture. If there was no blood on the bridge, then you have no proof that they even met there. Your Honor. If you would listen to the testimony we have prepared, I'm sure you'll be convinced. The two of them most certainly did meet on the bridge that day. Why, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not sure I like you wagging your finger at me as though I was some hoser. Detective, proceed with your testimony. Yes, sir. Here we go, Mia. Hang on. Okay, now, listen carefully, kitten. I love him. Look at that profile. Oh, I need a screenshot of that. He did. That's exactly what he said. It might not be what I said, but it's exactly what he said. It was definitely a thing that was said. The judge is Canadian. I don't know what that word means. What does the word mean? The judge is Canadian? It's just an insult. Ah! Fair. Did not know that, obviously. But it's a Canadian insult. Okay, now, listen carefully, kitten. One little mistake, and this guy will drink you for morning tea. Trust me, and get ready. I don't like it when his face is kind of full on like that. You know, it's kind of got that anime... Oh, like, had some Squidward kind of thing going on. You know, where they tried to make it too handsome. But the judge is allowed, considering he looks like he tries to figure out the difference between potatoes and onions in his spare time. You telling me he's Canadian too? No, this is a different judge. This is the Canadian judge. The other one is the weirdly Japanese/American judge. On the day of the incident, an unknown person phoned a sergeant and asked to meet. Sergeant Hawthorne went to Dusky Bridge at the designated time and met with Mr. Fawless. And that's where she was brutally murdered, sir. The criminal stuffed her body into his car trunk and tried to make a getaway. Mr. Fawless was arrested at police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. No Canadian is as dumb as the normal judge? I'm afraid, fictional, there are many Canadians that are as dumb as the normal judge. Oh, is it work time? I'm sad to hear it's work time. I hope work goes well for you, Dogma. We will probably see you tomorrow. Tomorrow. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Why are you side-eyeing? I used to watch wrestling, fictional. There are a lot of Canadian wrestlers. And they are dumb. Well, you certainly have established the importance of the bridge. Naturally. Now, would the defense please hurry up and proceed with the cross-examination? Yes, Your Honor. Cross-examination coming right up. Hey, settle down there, kitten. If you keep trembling like that, you're gonna make me spill my coffee. I'm not trembling. It's just cold in here. The courtroom can be cold battlefield, all right, especially for a beginner. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner in here. Ha! You got me there. But maybe you should keep your claws out and show them what you've got, kitten. I just got it to call me kitten now. It's like when I wanted Joe Hendry just to call me hen, you know? It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember, those court procedure videos you stayed up all last night watching. Summary of the incident. This unknown person, you have no idea who it might be, right? Sorry, but I'm afraid I do. What? The one who called Sergeant Hawthorne was the defendant, Terry Fawless. But what? The defendant? The defendant called her? Sergeant Hawthorne was a very thorough person, sir. She left a note about her phone call with Mr. Fawless. A note? Yeah, a top-secret memo that she left in her desk. According to this note, it seems the one who called her to the bridge was indeed the defendant, Terry Fawless. Nah, whose bright idea was it to keep that note from me? Ha! Looks like the judge is even more sure of his verdict now. Listen up. Never ask a question if you don't already know the answer. It's that detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person. Hey now, don't make that face at me. I just said it that way because the prosecutor told me to. Was that a trap? With that cute face, I didn't expect it to be so sneaky. With that cute face, I think Mia has a bit of a crush on our boy. Wait until she sees the dumpy, then she'll fucking fall in love. A bridge up in the mountains, but why meet there? Because it's a very important place to the defendant, that's why. What do you mean by that? If you remember, 5 years ago, the defendant kidnapped a young girl. He was chased onto a bridge, and it was there that he killed his hostage. And the place where all of this occurred is, of course, Dusky Bridge. Huh. The very place where Sergeant Hawthorne arrested and handcuffed Mr. Fawless. Ha, returning to the scene of the crime. How nostalgic. Was the body of the victim discovered right away? Yeah, we were really on the ball. We found the criminal within 1 hour of the murder. It was great. We even got to say, don't move, we've got you surrounded. Wait a second. Isn't there something weird about that? The location was a suspension bridge up in the mountains. So how did they find out about the crime so quickly? Sergeant Hawthorne must have mentioned the phone call to someone else, right? Ha! If that's what happened, then she wouldn't have been killed. She never mentioned the phone call from Mr. Fawless, but she left a note on her desk about it. If only I had noticed it earlier, maybe she'd still be alive. I wonder why she didn't mention the phone call to anyone. Mr. Fawless had a car then. Well, that bridge is way up in the mountains, ma'am. The defendant and the victim both went up there by car. I mean, how else, right? Also, how do you actually say the defendant's name? Is it Fawless, or is it meant to be something else? What, you mean the defendant drove his own car? No, of course not. It was stolen. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light. Falls. Terry Falls. Was he called Terry? Wait, he wasn't called Terry, was he? Car thieves. I'm not sure how I feel about car thieves. Is this guy sure about how he feels about... Wait, is this guy sure about how he feels about anything? He's the fool guy. Makes sense. Makes much more sense than what I was saying. I was Terry Falls. I kind of had a feeling when I realized there wasn't two S's at the end of his name, I was saying it wrong. This is a photo of the stolen car's trunk. Naturally, that's the body of Valerie Hawthorne in there. Well, that doesn't look too comfortable. She's dead, mate. The victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct? Yeah. Ha! For some reason, men always seem to get stabbed in the back. We're talking about a woman here. You can't tell from this photo, but the knife was stuck in her back, nice and firm. The condition of the body when it was discovered is very important information. Detective, was there anything strange or noteworthy in the trunk of the car? Here's a photo of the trunk, but I don't see anything strange, do you? Anyway, Mr. Falls Mr. Falls was arrested at a police checkpoint we set up at the base of the mountain. Listen up, kitten. There's a big trap waiting for you in that testimony. Trap? Walk into it carelessly and it will leave more than just a flesh wound. Fun, huh? No, it's not. Well, if you want to have any chance at all, you better get some more information. And if you're gonna get caught in a trap, it's best to get caught early. You can always look for contradictions afterwards. The ever-famous contradictions. I sure hope I can find some of those. The day of the incident, an unknown person phoned us. Reached the estimate time. Get away. Alright. What have I got? Stabbed with a knife in the back, died from blood loss between 4 and 5 p.m. Bridge located above Eagle River. Bada bim, bada bim. Written by the victim. February 14th, 1:21 p.m. Falls, 4:30 p.m. at that bridge. Wear a white scarf for identification. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time the whole truth must come out. Oh, that's just that. Oh, wait a minute. Do I? Wait. Objection! Double objection! How do you know that the person was unknown if they didn't know them? Candle, are you, attorney of war crimes? Witness. Well, what is it? Do you have something to say, Miss Faye? I'm sorry, I totally forgot what I was gonna say. This is the first time I've ever had to actually address someone like that. Ugh. You should have practiced before coming to court. Honestly, Miss Faye, I'm not sure I like this. Humph. Say there, little kitten. Want a piece of my coffee, Candy? Candy? Well, you're still too young to be drinking real coffee. Ugh. Come on, Mia, shake it off. You're a lawyer. Detective. Yes, ma'am? This photo, you said that there was nothing peculiar about it. Is that correct? Yeah, that's what I said. Well then, I suggest you take another look at that note written by the victim. The note? It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. Only the best. Candle, war crime attorney at law. You see him marching out into the battlefield to, you know, do the war crime, then defend himself with the sexy tables and lingerie behind him, you know? The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, thus the special request. I have one very simple question for you, detective. Where is the white scarf? I can't seem to find it in this photo. Well, to be honest, we didn't find it in the trunk, ma'am. And you stopped there? You should have looked for it. The caller told her to wear it to identify herself, so I expect she just did just that. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do you have to say about this? I see the defense is a little lacking. Huh? The scarf you were searching so desperately for, is it this one perchance? Well, where did you find that, sir? On Dusky Bridge. I was there first and decided to conduct my own investigation. Well, why? Why didn't you tell me? I made a decision to keep all pieces of evidence in my personal satchel. It's the safest place I know. That hotshot sure has a flair for the dramatic. It's not exactly white as the caller requested, but as you can see, it's close enough for what it was intended for. It looks like he spent some time in the mud. Not surprising, it was drizzling on the mountain that day. Prosecutor Edgeworth, he was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time. The court will accept the scarf into evidence. Now, if the attorney for the defense is finished embarrassing herself, I'd like to move on with the testimony. That is alright with you, isn't it, Miss Faye? Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck. Very good. Now, if we're done with this mud-covered scarf business, the prosecution moved to establish conclusively and with hard evidence that Miss Hawthorne and Mr. Falls did indeed meet on the bridge that day. Further, we will show exactly what occurred there. That sounds quite promising. I can't wait to hear all about it. Everything is moving at his whim. Don't forget, kitten, there's a reason why everyone considers this kid a genius. A genius, huh? Very legal indeed, like everything else that goes on. Only the most legal things happen. Actually, there's an eyewitness who was there when the incident took place. This photo was accidentally taken by the witness. It shows the Vic wearing the scarf, sir. It was drizzling that day, unfortunately. It's a little hard to see what's going on. Anyway, the criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. That must have been when the scarf fell off. Looking at this photo, you really get the sense that this bridge is very high up. It is about a 40-foot drop from the bridge to the Eagle River down below. Mr. Edgeworth, who took this photo anyway? Let's just say that it was a well-intentioned third party. Aha, a potential witness. So why isn't this person in the courtroom? Well, they said they absolutely did not want to testify. The person in question is very delicate, Your Honor. Besides, as long as we have this photo, we see no reason to compel them to testify. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So as you can see, Terry Falls had both the motive and the opportunity. I think it's quite clear at this point what happened on that bridge. Aha, the truth is becoming clear to me now. Huh? Yes, it's quite obvious. He's clearly guilty. No, not again, that's not fair. I haven't even done my cross-examination yet. What do you mean, Who is this eyewitness? She's a college student, a female college student. That's right, meaning she's female and a college student, ma'am. She doesn't do well in front of other people, so I came to testify for her. Is it Lotta? Is it gonna be Lotta? Maybe so, but as the attorney for the defense, I have the right to cross-examine her. For the time being, we're not relying on the witness's statements, that is all. But what is that supposed to mean? The prosecution has other more decisive evidence. Our case doesn't rest on the vague testimony of a female college student. A female college student, eh? It means she's female and a college student, sir. If you absolutely must hear her testimony, you'll have to give us a good reason why. Please tell us about the more decisive evidence in question. The victim is wearing a scarf in that photo, alright. So about the witness who took this photo, what was this person doing all the way in the mountains? She was taking photos of wildflowers, apparently. There are many unusual types of flora on the mountain, Miss Faye. People in the area say it's because of the spirits that live there. The spirits? Now that you mention it, this photo, this cloudy fog-like thing, is it a ghost? I don't believe it. No, Your Honor, no. I don't think it's a ghost. It was drizzling that day, apparently. Drizzling, huh? That's right. There was a light rain coming down. The whole place was dreary, but not as dreary as the mood that's in this courtroom right now. Looks like a cold front just moved in. In any case. The point is that the area was quite damp. There was even some fog. I even slipped and fell while I was on the bridge. It was really something. Is that part of the witness's testimony as well? Of course it is. He pushed the victim hard in the back and she fell down right on his stomach. I remember that happening once myself. It was really brutal? What's brutal? I'm guessing that's Canadian again. Are you talking about seeing someone get pushed, or were you the one getting pushed? Or does it mean that you pushed someone down like that once? With his mind-boggling tales and the way he said brutal. Oh, it was meant to be brutal. They're taking the piss out of the Canadian accent. I wonder if he's Canadian. Ha! Save your nasty look for the right person, huh? Take a look. Poor baby, the court record seems to have wet itself. Hey, watch where you spill your coffee. The court record, huh? So in other words, there was a struggle between the criminal and the victim, huh? That's what the witness said. It's her second account, 1L. She has 2 accounts. Well, it looks like she didn't remember about the scarf, but from what she said, it sounded like a pretty violent figure, ma'am. The area was wet from rain, the bridge was probably wet too, which would explain why the scarf was all covered in mud, but there's something about the testimony that's still bothering me. Heck, talk about a surprise. I had no idea there was a photo. So what do I do? You really still believe him, Mr. Crybaby, I mean? Of course I do. Humph. So the little kitten believes in fairy tales, huh? In that case, the answer is obvious. If what you believe is the truth, then that means that somewhere hidden in the testimony is a contradiction. One huge contradiction waiting to be discovered. That's your chance. So this is the one that he told me about. Or that he hinted that there was something I should show. Stop in the bar. What do you say? Oracle seems to have wet itself. Big. Sorry, I've gone quiet because I'm trying to think. I'm trying to use that giant brain I was gifted in my life, you know? Is it? So at the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, correct? Yeah, and fog too, just a generally soggy atmosphere. Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere, but this is a photo of the victim's body that was found in the car trunk. Considering the conditions at the scene of the crime, something isn't right. Well, by all means, please enlighten us as to what isn't right. What is it about this photo that isn't right? Well, if she fell over, right, and it was all soggy and wet, and that's why the scarf is dirty, my feeling is, why is she not dirty? Well, not dirty. Well, yeah, dirty. Dirty, not dirty, you know what I mean. Like, naturally, the answer is right here. The victim's coat. As far as I can see, there's nothing strange about it. That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions on the bridge that day? Could it be her face hair too? Maybe, just genuinely that she was, she seems to be clean, you know? She shouldn't be clean. That was my thinking. Wait a minute. I had to take my headphones set off. Oh god, my headset is like breaking. It was drizzling and foggy. Dusky bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on top of the bridge, then the front of her coat should have been covered in mud. That's exactly right. The other day, I fell in a muddy street and my gorgeous playoff beard was befouled. I do admit that the crime scene was quite wet that day. However, that doesn't mean that the top of the bridge itself was muddy. If Your Honor had fallen in the shower instead of on a muddy street, your glorious hockey beard, pride of the legal league, would be wet but not muddy. Fortunately, I have yet to test that. Still, your point is well taken. Can you prove that the surface of the bridge was muddy that day? The surface of the bridge, huh? Ha, a real man wouldn't stand for a taunt like this. Neither would a real woman. I mean, she's clearly not wet either. Of course I can. Here's the evidence that proves that the surface of the bridge was muddy. It'd be that, right? The evidence is the scarf. Ah, it should be obvious. If the scarf fell onto the bridge and got this muddy, it means that the bridge was obviously covered in mud. No, I can't be outwitted by this novice bimbo. What's going on? Why is everyone suddenly being extremely sexist? It does not compute. What is going on? Ha, same to you, buddy. Miss Faye's assertion makes perfect sense to me. I do admit that there appears to be a contradiction between the condition of the victim's coat and her scarf. Because Capcom, I mean what? True. However, the real question is, why is there a contradiction, huh? For every contradiction, there exists an explanation. Let's look at what the explanation in this case may be, shall we? Alright. It's not like he's really giving me a choice here. Ha! You're doing pretty well for a little kitten. Mr. Armando, no matter what he says, a contradiction always comes down to a lie. It's either the victim discovered in the trunk, the witness's photo showing the defendant and the victim, or the witness's testimony that stated she saw the moment of the murder. Just relax and think it over. It's pretty simple, isn't it? The false evidence. It's one of those three. Why are we getting a tutorial in the middle of the game? I don't get it. Humph, what you said just now, I'm not sure I like that. That wasn't me, Your Honor. It was the coffee aficionado over here that said it. This court is not in the habit of accepting false evidence, you know. Blame it on him, Your Honor. He's the one trying to slip false evidence into court. Huh? But we won't let him. We'll expose his evidence as a flimsy scam it really is. Yes. The false evidence in this case is the witness's testimony. It's a no-brainer. Obviously, it's the witness that's suspicious. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? Yeah, that's what the witness told us. That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. That's true. Ha! It's not just true, it's the truth. If there was a truly decisive witness in this case, I'm certain that boy wonder over there would have called them in the first place. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the eyewitness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. Well, Mr. Edgeworth, it appears that we'll need to hear from your mystery witness after all. You should brace yourself for the brutal truth. Your Honor, the prosecution has no intention of hiding a witness from the court. We're prepared to present our witness at any time. Very well. Please bring forth your witness at this time. What Mr. Edgeworth said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? Now let's proceed with the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, please go right ahead. Thank you, Your Honor. The prosecution summons the woman who saw the events that day with her very own eyes. This is it, Mia. The battle begins here. Witness, what is your name and occupation? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's the one from Phoenix Wright's case, right? Wait. Wait. So is this the case she was on when she met Phoenix? Because there was a blackout, wasn't there? And then she went and she gave him... Or was there a blackout, or did she just go somewhere because she was just a witness? Oh my god, I can't remember anything about that case. About what they were going on about before the case it was actually meant to be about. Oh. Is this the case that she was on when she met Phoenix, I guess? This was her first case from the intro to the case? Everyone is so silent, I can hear their hearts going pitter-patter. Oh. When I look at you, how can I put it? You look as scrumptious as a double-double and a dozen donut holes. I feel like I want to hurry up and hand down a verdict just to have a bite. Hey, not so fast. As I said before, this witness is very sensitive and delicate. I would ask the court to please exercise care with her when addressing her. Yes, indeed. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. You are a true gentleman. Miss Faye, you could learn a lot from this man. If he's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one to me. Sir? Yes, my dear. This is my first time, so I'm sure I'll make a lot of mistakes. Anyway, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for all the trouble I might cause. Not at all. It's no trouble at all. Now then, may we please have your name and occupation? My name is, Melissa Foster. I'm a college student, a freshman in the literature department. You're on the scene when the unfortunate event occurred, correct? And you were the one who took this photo. Is that accurate? Why? How can you be so mean? Now see here, what are you doing shoving that in her face like that? Huh? But it's just a photograph. It's not like it's something dangerous. Next time I'll be forced to penalize you. Uh-oh. I don't like the turn this has taken. Is she staring at me? And you would be? Huh? I'm the defense attorney. My name is Mia Fey. I see. So you are... Now then, young lady, could you please give us your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I'll do my best. No true Canadian would ever say donut holes instead of Timbits. How long have Timbits been around, then? The witness's photograph. I was using my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. Then I noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. That's when I hurried and took the photo that shows the crucial moment. And right after that, I called the police. By the way, where were you standing when the incident occurred? I believe the map would be of help here. I was standing right over here. I was standing in a beautiful field surrounded by tall cliffs. So you took the photo from that location, eh? I brought the camera I was using at the time, just like Mr. Edgeworth asked me to. Ho ho ho, what a cute camera, just like its owner. Alright then, Miss Faye, time for your cross-examination. But I warn you, make the witness cry again, and you'll feel the wrath of my gavel. Oh no. Did you say wildflowers? Yes, the mountain is famous for its beautiful spring wildflowers. But it's only February. Well, I couldn't wait for spring to come. Ho ho, I know just how you feel. It's just like when I first started growing this glorious beard of mine. I just couldn't wait, so I wore a dyed blonde Santa beard until mine grew in properly. Would you mind if we got back to the facts of the case, Your Honor? No, I want to hear more about the beard. Tell me about your beard. Was there anything strange about the two of them? I'm a bad girl. I know I am. It looked like they were having a really serious conversation up there, so I decided to watch them, like some kind of peep and Tom. No, not at all. Everyone is like that. I love watching other people fight too. In fact, I can't get enough of it. Actually, that's why I took this job in the first place. Too much info, Your Honor. In any case, it's perfectly natural for you to have kept watching them, especially dressed as they were. Well, anyway, I was watching them very closely. They were first introduced in 1976? They've been around for quite a long time then. Do you have any idea what they were fighting about? No, I have no idea. Why do you ask that? Oh, I just thought that maybe you overheard what they said. Oh god, she's crying. I would never eavesdrop. I've got more class than that. That's right, Miss Faye. Don't drag the witness down to your level. Oh. Why do you take a photo? Well, the two of them were really going at it. Ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to be a news reporter. I guess that part of me just kind of took over. It smells like a lie to me. Yes, I understand completely. Even now, I can't completely abandon my boyhood dreams. I still use my grandson to test my comedy routines on. So you wanted to be a comedian, huh? Not that it has any bearing on this. All I could do was use my camera, so I took the photo of the crucial moment and gave it to the police. You called the police? Yes, because it looked to me like the murderer was going to try to escape. We were already moving before the call even came in. Thanks to the victim's note, we had already started our operation. That was certainly tough luck for the criminal, eh? If Terry Falls isn't a criminal, then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony. Be careful, kitten. That girl has the judge wrapped around to her little finger. You're gonna have a tough time poking holes in that testimony of hers. You're gonna have to come up with something really good, Mia. Right. I'm not actually sure. Well, I guess the only thing I'd have to say is this. It doesn't actually show anything. Witness, when you said you took a photo of the crucial moment, is this what you meant? All I can see in this photo are two people facing each other. You testified that you saw the two of them starting to fight. Normally, that's the kind of thing we would refer to as a crucial moment. Why haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, you see, the photo we presented was the only one there was. But if you really wanted to capture the crucial moment, then what happened next? You must have taken a photo of it. Doe? My apologies, young lady, but Miss Faye's assertion is not without a certain amount of merit. He can certainly downplay a situation, can't he? I'm sorry, I'm a very bad girl. I used it all up, the film, I mean. You ran out of film? This photo was the last one. What? Unfortunately, that is the truth. I personally examined all the photographs since she took that day. All the other photos are of the witness herself playing among the wildflowers. The witness herself? Then who took the photos? Well, you see, my camera has a timer feature built into it, so you took photos of yourself. I remember taking some photos of myself once too. Please, no details. She was worried it was going to be a dick pic. It seems that Miss Faye's assertions was not so decisive after all. Well, wait, just a minute. Well, she had no film left. She couldn't very well take more pictures, eh? Miss Foster, perhaps then you could tell us more about a different sort of photo. Photos of the incident that you took with your very own eyes. Mr. Edgeworth, you're quite the poet. Very well then, let's get back to the cross-examination. Let's hear your thoughts on the fight that you witnessed. Yes, Mr. Judge. Maybe there were beard pics? I'd like some beard pics. Boy, this guy is really a sucker for sweet talk. Ha! It looks like the other kitten in the room is the one that's getting all the attention. Yeah, it's sickening. In my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers. We just started fighting. Try to run away, but... Oh, wait a minute, this is more, wait! Used my camera to take some pictures of wildflowers, and I noticed... Yo, Pocky! What the fuck happened to those butterflies? They're trying! Claire noticed there were two people standing up on the suspension bridge. Suddenly, they just started fighting. The victim turned around, tried to run away, but she only got about 10 yards before she was stabbed in the back. I need a... Do you say wildflowers? Oh, wait a minute. She actually had said that. That's not what matters. Right, here we go. The victim. Why do you think she tried to run away? With her police training, she certainly knew better than to turn her back on a criminal. This was a large, powerful man with a knife. If it had been a quaggy woman like you, I'm sure she would have acted differently. Quaggy? Why you... What the hell does quaggy mean? If it had been me, I probably would have jumped into the river. There's still something wrong with this testimony. So you're saying Sergeant Hawthorne wasn't able to get away from him? Well, it's a narrow bridge and it was swaying back and forth. If you ask me, both of them were in danger of falling off. I only wish I could have done something to help her. That seems to make sense. I wonder about that. Something seems kind of off. Ha, does it now? You have a good sixth sense. When you feel that something's off, that's when you need to figure out why. Terry Falls isn't the criminal. Then there must be something strange in that girl's testimony. Be careful, kitten. That girl has... Wait, he's already said that. What I'm thinking is this statement. Right. No, I don't want to... I pressed the wrong one. I waited for a second because I knew I was going to press the wrong button. Not that that's going to do anything, but no, let me go back. What I was thinking, right? Look at this photo. Don't even go there, Warted. So she was standing to take this picture, right? And then we've got the bridge. She was standing to the left of where it says Eagle River. The other side of the bridge is broken, so why would she run towards a broken part of the bridge? Witness, your testimony is a joke. I don't know what you mean. I know what... You know I know what you would do. Huh, but what? But I just... Miss Faye, I thought I warned you not to make the witness cry. One short testimony and two bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. You say there were two contradictions? It's simple. Just take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the two of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were, and the victim had turned around and tried to run, well then, so she would have hit a dead end. You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have ran even 5, because Dusky Bridge has collapsed on that side. Wah! Wah! But what does this all mean? It's very simple, Your Honor. This charming little witness told a charming little lie. That's all there is to it. Ugh. This beautiful young lady has been lying to the court. Just a moment, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor, allow me to personally apologize for the confusion. What do you mean? There's one major mistake in this diagram. What did you say? What are you referring to? It's all because this diagram was made after the incident occurred. It's a very old bridge. We couldn't find any official blueprints of it. So you're saying... I'm saying that even though this bridge is currently in disrepair, there's no evidence that can prove that that bridge was broken during the incident. That's ridiculous. You can't actually tell the condition of the bridge from this photo. I apologize to the court for not being more clear when I presented the evidence. Fuck that. Fuck that. Ha, that guy is good. Huh? What do you mean? He planned it from the beginning. He's a genius, alright? That diagram of the bridge was his insurance policy. What? That coward. Well, Miss Faye, it seems you've once again made a reckless accusation. I'm so sorry. I should have been more careful myself. No. It wasn't your fault at all. Now then, shall we go on with the trial? I'd like to establish once and for all what it was that the witness actually saw. Indeed. Alright, young lady. May I ask you to please proceed with your testimony? But it's so hard to go on. She's smiling. We're all on your side, Miss Foster. There's no need to worry. Just tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Running from the crime. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. Then he carried her over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm only supposed to talk about what I saw. Witnessing such violence must have been difficult. Yes, sir. I'm still shaken up. If he accepts this testimony as it is, we're finished. But don't say that. Oh well. Maybe I'll stop off at my favorite cafe on the way home. They make a really great mocha latte. This trial isn't over yet. Ha! That's what I like to hear. Alright, Miss Faye, your cross-examination if you please. The contradiction is staring you right in the face, Mia. Go on the attack. Jesus Christ, I'm stumbling over all my words now. Our boy kinda, you know... Our boy kinda got to me. Just a little bit. Just a little bit got to me, you know? Just a tiny bit. Running from the crime. After he stabbed her in the back, he quickly picked her up in his arms. He has that effect on me? He really does. Are you saying that the victim didn't fall down on the bridge? Wait, I didn't read any of that. Who is this man? He's... The only thing he's got wrong with him is he likes coffee. Other than that, he's perfect. If he likes something different and not coffee or tea, he'd be perfect. But he likes coffee, and that's disgusting. Of course she didn't fall down on the bridge. If she had fallen down, this photo wouldn't make any sense. If that was the case, her coat would have been all muddy. If you don't mind, I was asking the witness. Huh, no need to be so rude. Well, young lady? Of course she didn't fall down. The man in the prison uniform grabbed her before she could. Ha! Well, one step too slow. And then, what did the defendant do after that? You personally witnessed that? Yes. Did anything strange happen when he did that? Well, I don't know if you'd call it strange or not, but that's when the victim's scarf fell off. You mean this scarf? Her worst matched what we found at the scene. I don't see any problem. You mean the defendant carried the body all by himself? Yes. Considering the size of the defendant, I don't think it would be difficult. Yes, but let's remember they were on a narrow bridge that was ready to collapse. It is even possible for him to have carried a dead body on a bridge like that. Well, the fact of the matter is that he did. That kind of talk is just silly. Wow, why did he get so emotional all of a sudden? Miss Faye, if you think there's some other possibility, please share it with the rest of us. Why do you say that? It's already a broken down bridge, hidden away in the mountains. Doing anything more to hide the corpse would be going overboard, wouldn't it? Yes, but the mountain is famous among hikers. A surprising number of people go up there. But it's February, right? And it was raining that day, correct? There is also a small temple and a channeling dojo there. You know those monks, they just love cold, isolated places. I think the witness is trying to say that the corpse could have been found at any time. Besides, the witness is merely reporting what she witnessed with her own eyes. And you're absolutely certain that it was my client who was carrying the body? Well, he was wearing a prisoner uniform, but as for his face, she's saying you didn't get a clear look at his face. Well, they were far away, and it was raining as well. I thought I was only supposed to say exactly what I saw. Excellent. You're a remarkably honest young woman. Something about this testimony is bothering me, but what? Hey, kitten, have you ever put salt in your coffee? No, why would I? Why not? Huh? It may actually go better with coffee than sugar, right? Listen, my point is, if you're not sure, you might as well add a ton of salt to it. It might bring out the rust in something, like a piece of evidence. You're right, Mia. Go present something you've got nothing to lose. By the way, I wouldn't put salt in my coffee. The two don't go well after all. Guys, I love this man so much. I 100% love this man. He is a wonderful man. Right. Now that I've finished doing something completely unrelated to everything, what am I looking for? He stabbed her in the back. He quickly picked up her up in her arms. Hurried over to the car. I suppose that was the only way he could make sure the body stayed hidden. He couldn't just leave the body on top of the bridge. Why didn't he knock her off the bridge, though? Surely knocking her off the bridge would... Anyway, I can make it... But no, because, like, it's over a fucking river. Why didn't he just... Wait. Yeah, they said bodies are almost never recovered. A killer not wanting his victim to be found, I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure the body wasn't found. Well, what is it? Take another look at the map of the area and you'll see how. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edgeworth pointed out something interesting about the river. For those who are not aware, Eagle River is well known for its powerful current. Most bodies that fall in are never recovered. In a kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at the same spot above the Eagle River, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have tossed a body in the water. Order. I'm not sure if I care for the way you put that, Miss Faye. But I must admit, it does seem odd not to have thrown the body into the river. Oh, well, Mr. Edgeworth? How sad. Perhaps Miss Faye would do well to try taking a dip in the river herself. After all, you claim to be such an expert in the ways of nature. What are you talking about? My point is that no matter how odd you may find the killer's method of body disposal, the fact is that this is what the killer did. None of your arguments have anything to do with what the witness saw. Quite true. Miss Faye, it seems that your assertion is without merit after all. But what the witness claims to have seen is totally ridiculous. Surely you can't deny that the body was found in the trunk of the car. That's certainly consistent with what the witness has told us. Please, witness, go on with your testimony. I'll try. All you have to do is tell us only what you saw. Otherwise, the mean lady might yell at you again. Who is he talking about? Alright, I'll do my best. He stabbed her in the back. He quickly picked her up in his arms. He carried her over to the car. Broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body there. What? What did the man do then? Well, naturally, he got in the car and was about to flee. That's when I come to my senses. I said to myself, you have to call the police. And so that's when you called the police. You're sure that you saw all that with your own eyes? Yes, I'm 100% certain. Killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car. Wait. Hold up. Oh no, the car is broken into. Alright. Right, I'm gonna try this again. This picture will one day work for me. Well, Miss Foster, it looks like you've done it this time. Huh? Done what? Made a crucial mistake. Crucial mistake? Like what, Miss Faye? The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. You're saying you saw that, right? With your very own eyes. Yes, and? It's simple, Miss Foster. Take a look at the diagram. Wouldn't he be able to open the trunk? I'm thinking about where she stood. The place you claim to have taken the photo from that day is here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car. This outcropping of rock is directly in the way. That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you could not have possibly seen the killer's car. Ah! I admit that the diagram shows a large outcropping of rock. However, it isn't so tall that it would stop her from seeing the car. That's right. It's not high at all. I was able to see his car just fine. I'm so sorry, but that just doesn't wash. Huh. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location that the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that is being referred to is really more like a cliff. Ah. Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but still you claim to have been able to see the killer's car. Huh? No! Order in the court. What is the meaning of all this bally-ho? Your Honor, don't jump to any hasty conclusions. The fact that the escapee fled in a stolen car was reported on the news. After witnessing a murder, I'm sure you can appreciate that the witness was very upset. She must have heard about the stolen car and convinced herself that she saw it. But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes. Oh. Mr. Judge? What is it? I think I must have remembered things wrong. Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that. Oh, God. Miss Fane, no one on the face of the planet is perfect. Yes, indeed. Quite true. You know what they say. To err is human, to forgive divine. I'm inclined to give the benefit of the doubt to our witness here. What? That's not fair. Ha, save the tears for later, kitten. But Mr. Armando, don't look back until the trial was over. Now is the time to go forward. But that wasn't fair. Okay, kitten, you need to relax. Then you need to remember the other kitten's testimony. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body in there. So tell me, how did she know that? How did she know that he broke into the trunk? Aha! Well, Miss Foster, until you can explain how you knew that, you're gonna have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom. You're gonna have a lot of very suspicious people on this side of the courtroom. Alright. That makes sense. Well, witness? Well, I'm certain that he broke into the trunk because there were marks left on the trunk lid. I'm certain they were scratch marks from when he broke into it. But what? Let me see that photo. How did she know that? It's true, these certainly look like scratch marks around the keyhole. It's obvious that this trunk has been broken open. Well, Miss Faye, are you satisfied? The judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. What she just said, is there a contradiction in there somewhere? It doesn't work, right? Because, why would she wouldn't be able to see the back of the car. Mr. Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself. What? You said you were in a field taking photos of wildflowers, but even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Finally, I finally got her. Ha, I'm getting pretty tired of waiting over here. Then perhaps it would be faster if Miss Faye explained herself. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason the witness had seen the scratches was she is the owner of the car, she put it in there herself, she happened to be passing by. Let's try this one. There's only one way that the witness had the chance to see those scratches. Yes, what is it? Naturally, when she opened the trunk and stuffed the corpse in herself. Huh? The person who really hid the body in the trunk of that car was Melissa Foster. It was you that did it, wasn't it? That's ridiculous. I could never. It was the man in the prison garb. He's the one that... I don't think so, Miss Foster. If Mr. Force had been the one that put the corpse in the trunk, he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open. But he stole the car. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light, which means the key would have been still in the ignition. Oh, I see. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we would never have uncovered the truth. That it couldn't have been Mr. Force that put the body in the trunk. No. Preposterous. Jesus Christ. That was painful. And I didn't read the rest of it! I said the one word and then skipped the rest of it! If that were true, then how do you explain the photo she took? The corpse could only have been put in the trunk when the incident occurred. I already know that at the time she was taking photographs. Now's your chance, Mia. Finish this thing. On the contrary, I'm not so certain about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. Huh? There's no need to think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is the shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself. Well, it's a timer thing. Let's take another look at this camera and see what feature it has, shall we? It has a timer built into it, even a mini tripod. Why, it's almost as if she had brought this camera just to take this picture. Huh? What are you trying to say then, Miss Faye? That when the crime occurred, Miss Foster wasn't in the field as she claimed? Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly, she was not in the field. Would the defense please explain further? Listen, this is a crucial point. Where was Miss Foster when the incident occurred? In answering that question will also make clear Miss Foster's true identity. Well then, please answer this question. Where was Melissa Foster when the incident on the bridge occurred? Was she the victim? Naturally, the witness was right here, but that's where the victim, Miss Hawthorne, was standing. Order! Miss Faye, what on earth? Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim. How asinine. Of course Mr. Force met with the victim. The only person with the opportunity to have put the victim in the trunk is the same man that killed her, Terry Falls. You still don't understand, do you, Mr. Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne. What? I've never heard anything more ridiculous in my entire life. Then who exactly is the victim in this photo? It's obvious, isn't it? It's your own witness. What? It's the only possible explanation. The woman that Mr. Falls met on the bridge that day was not Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Me? Let's remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed that the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne. But the defendant knew Valerie Hawthorne very well. After all, she was the woman whose testimony helped get him convicted. But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. You're just making this up as you go along. Where's your proof? Got it all right here. This piece of evidence will blow this case wide open. At the time of the incident, Mr. Force had forgotten what the Valerie Hawthorne looked like. Is it going to be that one? I'll do that. Thank you. Mr. Force had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification, namely this muddy scarf. It was Mr. Force who requested that she wear this scarf to identify herself. That's already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like he asked, anyone could have pretended to be Valerie Hawthorne. Well, what do you have to say to that, Melissa Foster? No! No! Where's Miss Foster? She's collecting herself in the lobby. It's obvious that Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in a trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them together. The only question is, why did she do it? Well, isn't that obvious? She's the real culprit. Ha! Well, we'll have to wait for Miss Foster to compose herself before we start again. Until then, this court is in recess. The defense and the prosecution are both to wait in their respective lobbies. Yes, Your Honor. Understood. Very well. This court is in recess. Dun 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 dun. I think that is a good place to end it until Saturday, though. That seems like a good place to end stuff. Let me... Boom. Boom. Right, let me have a look to see who we can raid. Who can we raid? You know, we can raid Squid. Right, I will maybe be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is like my actual day. Squid. Druid. So, we might do some Figment tomorrow. We might do something else. I don't know. I might take tomorrow off, seeing I've been streaming since Saturday. But we will see. We will see. It very much is a wait-and-see kind of thing. We won't be doing Ace Attorney again until Saturday, though. So, Saturday we will finish this case off. Maybe. I don't know how long it's going. I don't know why we've got another Mia case in the middle. This might end up being like a super long case. And Wart's here, rubbing his hands together like, I know what the answer is. Anyway, go give Squid some love. I'm gonna eat my food, because my food also just literally got here as well. So I've got food to eat. Yeah, ... yourself. Go give Squid some love. Bye-bye, everyone. Love you all.